Alright, today we will be installing the 1320 performance shifter. So when you open the box, you will see the shifter by itself. You will have the base. The bolts here is for the base to mount to the body. 4 bolts here is for the shifter to mount to the base. And you also have the stainless steel shift knob rod. Shift knob rod goes right there. It's a 10 by 1.5 thread pitch, so any Honda thread pitch will fit. The little spacer right here is for Integra B series shifter. So if you have a 99 2000 Civic shifter, you do not need that little spacer because over here is skinnier. And if you have the 94 to 01 Integra, it's a little bit wider. So you will need this little spacer piece. When you do the install, you also want to get a new shifter pin. We have our 1320 performance bitch pin punch, so it's really easy to get that out. We got a brand new shift rod from Honda. The part number is right here, and that's the part number for the pin. Alright, first thing we have to do is remove the factory shifter. Once you get the factory shifter removed, you can install your new shift rod, or you can reuse the shifter rod from your factory one. Just make sure the universal joint is not loose or have too much play. This one's still pretty good, but I already ordered a new one from Honda, so we're just gonna use the new one. So once you install the new shift rod, make sure you get a brand new shift pin, and then make sure you put the safety pin back on the clamp. On the back side, we just gonna use some bungee cord, so that will make sure the rod doesn't just fall on the ground. All right, that's everything in the bottom. All right, so this is how you're gonna mount it. And then the 4 bolts that mount the shifter to the base, make sure you add some Loctite to it. Use a 5/32 Allen wrench. Make sure they're nice and tight. It's ready to be installed. All right, so once the shifter is assembled, it's ready to be installed. This is a 2-person job. You're gonna bring the small fly washer with the shifter mount to the body bolts with you into the car. One of your friends had to be under the car and then install the bigger washer and then the locking nut for you. I also already installed the shift knob thread into the shifter. And then this is the shifter stops. I already pre-installed those. We're gonna adjust this at the very end after you get everything installed. All right, so I'm inside the car. My buddy's down there under the car. So to install it, it's gonna be the bolts gonna go through the factory shift rod first. And then inside the shift rod is the spacer, shifter, spacer, shift rod, and then you have the washer and then the locking nut. So that's how the assembly gonna be right there. So what I did is I changed the base mounting plate. I flipped it around. For the EK chassis, this will be actually perfect to flip it around. When I did it the first way, the shifter was leaning towards the front of the car, so I had to sit really forward to grab the shifter. With the base mount flipped, the shifter actually right there in the center of the shifter hole. So this way it's right here to grab really easily. So what we're gonna do next is position it the way you like it. You can either move forward a little bit or move back. I like mine perfectly straight, like that. So you will need a, let me see, this is a, I believe it's a 11/32 drill bit, but I will verify and then leave it in the description below. So we're gonna just drill the 4 holes, and then my buddy down there gonna tie up the locking nut. So once you put the base plate on the body, you will see the 4 holes. Basically just drill through the 4 holes, and you should be able to put everything back together. Hard to do with one hand. There we go. Alright, so once you tie it down the 4 bolts, you're pretty much 90% all done. Shifter should operate perfectly. What you want to do is remove this little silicone sleeve. We put it on there so when you play left and right, it's not gonna, the pin's not gonna scratch by the stainless rod. So next thing you do, you're gonna do the adjuster for the left and right. So you want to see, you go all the way to the left. Let me see. So if the shifter is all the way to the left, you want to tighten this down till it's touching the stainless steel rod. And then you want to back up about half a turn. And what you do, you use the Allen key to hold it, and then use a 7mm wrench to tie up the jam nut. Do the same thing to the opposite side. That's perfect right there. And then you grab the other, readjust it. Well, gotta grab that. And once you set up the left and right stopper, pretty much just install your interior back, and then put your whatever the shift knot you like onto the car. So basically the same way you shift as a regular car. So left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, and then reverse. So everything should be super notchy. That's it. Very simple install.